Okay, welcome to Calvin's Garage. So here is the Rio. We parked it back in the summer after replacing the head. I just opened the hood and I noticed all that like green staining there. Yeah, that's all coolant. So I mean, it's stuff we already knew. We knew that those gaskets were bad, so we're just gonna have to replace them. And in other news, on the other side of the truck, the first thing that kind of stuck out to me is that's a lot of like surface rust on the head, a lot more than there was. Perhaps I should have painted the head before I put it on the truck, but what can you do? The reason we are out here in late December working on the truck is I have one goal. That goal is to remove this fuel pump here. This is a mechanical fuel pump. It's on the side of the engine and looks like it's just going to be those two bolts, and then I'll have to create like a little sheet metal plate and a gasket to go back on there so that it stays buttoned up, and then I'll have to undo the fuel lines going into the pump right there and right there, and figure out some way to connect those fuel lines together so that nothing gets into the fuel lines. And so the reason we're taking this pump off is because the last time we started and drove the truck, the fuel pump started spitting fuel out of this little vent thing right here. So we need to rebuild the fuel pump. So when it comes to taking off fuel lines, like down here, you have two options. You have a regular wrench, and then you have these special pipe fitting wrenches. So a regular wrench can grip it only on two sides. So basically all the weight when you're turning it, all the force, is applied to two corners of that bolt. Now if your bolt is made of steel, that doesn't really matter a whole lot unless it's on there really, really tight. When you're talking about these pipe fittings that are often made of brass or copper, this wrench goes around the pipe and still fits onto the end there. So you can see it's gripping it on more corners. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got 5 corners that it's applying force to. You're distributing the force more evenly, and that helps to reduce the chance that that pipe fitting is going to strip. So whenever you're working with any kind of pipe fittings for fuel lines, brake lines, anything like that, I always recommend using these type of wrenches. You hardly ever see vice grips on this channel, and the reason for that is that I don't really like them. Vice grips are very useful for one thing and one thing only. If there is no other way to get a nut off, that's where the vice grips can come in very handy. But 99% of the time, I would rather just use a wrench, because the vice grip has a very high chance of ruining that nut or bolt head and making it so you can never take it off with the wrench again. The only time where vice grips are actually useful, in my opinion anyway, is when you cannot get a wrench on the thing you're trying to take off. I have been trying for a while to get a wrench on the end of this bolt, on the end of this pipe fitting here, and it's just not going on. I assume that something happened when they tightened that pipe fitting, and so now you can't get a wrench on there. So I am going to use the vice grips to take that off. And don't worry, because I'm replacing that fuel line anyway. It's an old rubber fuel line, so I'll be replacing it. If you see me with vice grips, things have already gone downhill. Now, the vice grips didn't actually damage the pipe fitting this time, but that rubber fuel line was so dry rotted that it immediately broke in half. Well, you know, like I said, I was going to replace that line anyway, and now it's no longer connected. So now I can just unbolt this fuel pump and be done with it. So this nut here that holds on the fuel pump, it's actually too tight in there to get a socket on it, so I have to use a wrench. Luckily, this one at least wasn't in there, wasn't too tight, so I was able to get it off without a problem. Now I'll try the other one. There it is. This is the fuel pump. So this piece right here is a vent. This handle right here is the priming handle. So if you don't have fuel pressure, you can use this to prime the system. And then this right here is the glass bowl, which acts as a fuel filter. Now, I am excited to take this thing apart because I really don't know a whole lot about how it works. I know there are some like rubber diaphragms in there, and that pressing on the diaphragm changes the pressure, and that in turn creates the pressure that makes the fuel flow. So my plan is to go inside, find some gasket material, find a piece of sheet metal, and then cut the holes and cut it out in the right shape, and just slap it over that hole in the side of the engine, and that'll keep anything out of the engine until I can put the fuel pump back in. So I set out to try to find a replacement or maybe a rebuild kit. Ideally, I would have wanted both. Replacement is really nice because I can just unbolt the old one, put the new one on. But then a rebuild kit is really nice because then I get to take it apart, see how it works, and rebuild it. And if I had both, that would mean I would have a spare fuel pump. That way, if anything ever happened again, I could just replace the fuel pump and then rebuild the old one later, and I would still be able to drive the truck. Unfortunately, I was not able to find a replacement, but I was able to find this rebuild kit here. So this is new old stock. It's been sitting on a shelf for a while. That's the part number. That mainly is just for me for future reference if I ever need to try and find another one of these. This fuel pump is made by AC Delco. A lot of the parts on the truck are made by AC Delco. They're a company that's still around, still making parts for new cars today. And according to this plate here, which is on the engine and several other components as well, this fuel pump was overhauled at Teed, which is apparently a military base or something, in 1972, December of 1972. So my assumption is that nothing has been done to this fuel pump since that date. So it has served for quite a while without breaking down, which is pretty impressive. Right now, I guess the first thing we should probably do is open up the rebuild kit and just see what it comes with. So these are those rubber diaphragms that I was telling you about. These are what actually pumps the fuel. It looks like it comes with a new gasket to attach the fuel pump to the engine, which is good because the old gasket is a little worse for wear. And it looks like we also have some springs and I really don't know what else. Bunch of parts. So I guess now the only thing left to do would be to open up this fuel pump, and then we'll figure out what parts we have to be able to replace stuff, and we will replace that stuff and figure out if there's any other parts that we need to replace, and then we'll put it back together. I honestly don't know if taking apart these middle screws first would be good, or maybe I should do the outer ones first. I think I'm gonna do the outer ones first. I'm not sure what those middle screws are for. I mean, I guess I'll find that out eventually, but for now I think I'll stick to the outer screws. Just a tip, when you're using a screwdriver, especially a flat blade screwdriver, you want to use the biggest one that will still fit fully into the groove. So when I use a small screwdriver, you can see it's very loose, so I'm not making full contact on the surface, so it's actually the screwdriver is actually digging in the corners to the screw, and that is how you can easily strip a flat-headed screw. So you just push on here, and if the screw didn't come out very easily, you could make all it takes is just a little slip and it'll ruin the screw, and then you'll have a heck of a time getting it out. Whereas if you use a screw that fills up that entire ledge there, now when I am turning it, it is pushing evenly across the entire surface of the dip in the screw. And so because that force is distributed evenly, it is less likely to strip out to break the head of the screw. They say you should never use a screwdriver as a pry bar. But if you do, always make sure you never use your good screwdriver as a pry bar. Use a screwdriver that is dedicated to the task.
Calvin managed to take the fuel pump apart without breaking pieces that he doesn't have replacements to? Tune in next week to find out. Same bat time, same bat channel.